Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a late night left turn live stream. I am Gary. This is Rock Solid Productions, and we are going to be playing some NASCAR Dirt to Daytona on the Nintendo Gamecube. And this is something that we're playing using the Eon Gaming GCHD. And basically with this, it's a straight HDMI output into our Elgato capture device. So hopefully you guys and gals out there enjoy the quality of the video. Hey, Super Andrew, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Just letting everybody know kind of what we're doing here with the Eon Retro Fighter spokesperson. Not exactly. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So if you folks have not had a chance to do so yet, the guys over at Retro Fighters, if you haven't, it's actually funny because I was playing with it just a little bit earlier. There are updated parts for the Brawler 64 from Retro Fighters. And one of the cool things too is the fact that the colored versions, the Fantastic versions, already have all of these parts basically incorporated into it. And basically what happened with this is on the original version of this, if you pressed up and left and hit the L trigger, they would interfere with each other. Well, it's not something that normally you would test out because you wouldn't do that in the Trident version, because you would hold the controller like this and there'd be no way to go up and left with the analog stick here and have it come into contact with the L trigger. Since some games have L and R mapped to do the same thing, I can understand how some may not have wanted it. The Fantastic ones have that already taken care of. Super Andrew just selected another I don't trust myself taking it apart. It was so easy. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do that video for them too. First of all, I believe in the product. I really, really like the Brawler 64. But it's also one of those, hey Edgar, how you doing? It's also one of those things where if I can do it, most people should be able to do it. It's a matter of there are 5 screws, 6, 7 on the back. And then like the tip that I mentioned in there where if you just cut off the parts with the side cutters, sorry, I've got stuff kind of sitting here. If you just cut these little plastic tabbies off there, the back of the controller comes off super easy. I probably cut a little too little off initially and had to trim a little bit more. I probably made 2 or 3 cuts per side here just to make sure that the L and R trigger, no, those are the Z triggers, they could clearance that, but man, it was perfect. Feels great. I love this controller. This thing is really, really awesome. So we are going to play some NASCAR Dirt to Daytona if I don't continue to drop stuff. Sorry for the extreme close-up look at the top of my head. So Edgar, I should be doing some Genesis and Master System streaming soon. I should have my SCART Genesis cable tomorrow. So we will see how that goes too. Now, for those who had seen, I was kind of hoping DOA Hitman would be in here tonight too, because he's wanted me to spend some more time playing this game. I did win the championship in the modifieds and the Dirt Oval, the Winston, what do they call it? The weekly racing series presented by Dodge. So I did win both of those championships, and now I do also have a ride for the truck series too. So a couple cool things happened there since the last time we streamed. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, the first live stream we did with NASCAR Dirt to Daytona is in the archives too. But greatest, oh dude, that's an awesome game. If you haven't done so yet, Edgar, I know it's not exactly cheap. I cannot recommend the special collector's edition of R-Type 3 and Super R-Type from from Retrobit enough. It is such a great game. They look great, whether you're playing on like the Super Retro Trio Plus or on original hardware using like HD Retrovision cables. It looks great. Kind of like this one here, like I mentioned, this is my purple GameCube, so this is my US GameCube using HD Retrovision cables. or not HD Retrovision, sorry, it's using the Eon Gaming GCHD that you can get from CastlemaniaGames.com. Ooh, 16-0, that's a decent lap. I thought that I fudged up a little bit more than that. I turn my soundbar off here. I actually need to be able... So one of the things when I race, I drive as much by listening to the RPMs of the engine as I do kind of watching what the car is doing around the corner. So if you hear the engine load up, you know that you're scrubbing too much speed, you're hogging it down. That's where I hate the saying from Days of Thunder, loose is fast and on the edge, out of control. Well, loose means that the car is rotating through a corner and it's carrying roll speed. A car that is understeering or pushing, it's scrubbing all the speed with the front end. And it's slow through the corners. Got a good hole shot there. Now that's one of them too where, you know, this being a shorter track, you know, I have the gear ratio set rather short. So you'll see on the tachometer every once in a while the warning light will flash. I actually wanted to increase the gear ratio going into the qualifier, but so far it seems like I'm not on it as much as I was in qualifying. Ooh, 15.7. I think that might actually be my fastest lap ever. So what has everybody been up to tonight? Is everyone staying dry? If you have not done so, one thing, I know he's got a lot of supporters out there. Do me a favor, go to Wood Hawker's channel, and Woods Beat 'em Ups, and check on his Patreon page. And they're going through a hellacious amount of flooding right now with the aftermath of the hurricane blowing through there, and they're hurting right now. So do me a favor, head on over there if you guys can donate a buck or two to Wood to kind of help those guys out. I would definitely appreciate that, and I'm sure he and his girlfriend Kim would appreciate that as well. Let's see. Fun fact, the Konami code of Gradius is a bit different. Instead, you have to put up, up, down, down, LR, LR. That's, oh, so use the shoulder buttons. That's actually pretty cool. Edgar, I didn't remember that. And I only had top chat there. I want live chat so I can see everybody's smiling faces here. Why is this not... There we go. Should be picking up the volume now. Oh, hey, that's a lot louder now. Holy cow. There we go. Much better. I can hear. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so done. And we're going to go to the main event now. And that's one of the things with Dirt Oval Racing. And it's the same thing on the full-scale side. You know, the actual Dirt Oval Racing, too, is the fact that... you have to run your qualifying laps that'll put you in a qualifying race, and then generally the top 5 will bump from there straight into the A main in both the A and the B resort, and then they'll generally bump 1 or 2 from the lower mains up to the next main too. That's what we do in RC racing as well. One thing, if anyone out there has an opportunity to do so, let me know how the audio is on this too, by the way, coming out. I am looking for a case for Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube. The copy that I have actually did not have a case, so I could definitely use one. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the man himself, your source, the place you want to go to get your Eon Gaming GCHD. That would be CastlemaniaGames.com, and Ryan himself. I am glad that he came by tonight for the best NASCAR racing video game show on all of YouTube tonight. We were talking earlier, Ryan, about R-Type and R-Type returns on the Super NES. Edgar just got Gradius 3 earlier today for the Super NES, and I was telling him that he needs to pick up a copy of R-Type returns on the Super NES from Retrobit and CastleManiaGames.com because it's amazeballs. Speaking of balls, I just hit the inside berm there. All right, sounds good. I saw audio is spot on. I'll look at the rest of the comments here in a second after I go to work now. I have to throw down some laps of anger. Actually plan on racing Sunday up at our local track, WS Raceway in Paxton, Illinois. First time in a year I'll have been there. It was actually the last time. I don't think I should have made that gear change because these dudes are pulling away from me. To the inside. Banzai. Made it. He's got to run on the outside. Nope, not going to do it. So there you can hear the engine from the middle of the corner out, how it's kind of loading up. That's where I kind of wish I had a shorter gear to get that drive back off of the corner. The other thing I could do too, and this is more setup-wise, is put a rear sway bar or go to a thicker rear sway bar. Although we've made up half a second, although I don't know. I just need to get to his. Damn it! I hate those inside berms. Bit me a second time. Second race in a row that I've had that issue. I was playing this a little bit last night. And I clipped the inside berm, and it sent me right around. It grabbed the left front and spun me around. I know, too, another channel, if you guys do not follow, I think Edgar and I know Ryan follows them. E.C. Myers Vids, Eugene Myers. He just got his copy of Holy Diver yesterday or today, and he also picked up an AVS. So while I have my NES top loader HDMI modded now, I'll admit I'm a little bit jealous because I would actually like an AVS, but I just wasn't going to spend that kind of money. Let's see. Gives me input Konami code. Oh! Let me show you guys one other thing real quick, too. Give you a sneak peek of what's coming tomorrow for Patreon supporters. Pop out of there for a second. And go in here. Source. Browse. I think you guys will find this interesting. At least I hope you do. More interesting than watching me click through what I'm doing. So this will be going live to Patreon supporters tomorrow. And pay particular note to the lower right-hand corner on screen. It's basically how I almost ruined my NES top loader. Yeah, this was a stressful mod. The N64 and the Super NES mod, super easy. But the NES top loader mod, man, it was a heartbreaker, and not going to give away what is all going to be shown in the video that, like I say, will be live tomorrow for Patreon supporters. But yeah, that one was rough. So let us go on to our next race here. Yeah, I am sucking in the points right now, too, after two outside of the top 10. Only 870 bucks. Dear Lord, that was terrible. Third in points, 44 back. Yeah, that's got to stop. That's got to stop right now. So, funny thing, too, that I didn't realize the first time I streamed this, the music in this actually got me a copyright strike. So, yeah, I guess there's still some country band out there that has got this riff copyrighted. Awesome. we're not going to practice. We're just going to go straight to qualify because, hey, Beast Mode, how you doing? It is a long road course, and I'm considerably faster than the other guys on here. So, hey, it's not just left turns, unlike the teaser text. We're going to do some right turns here, too. I love road course racing. Oh, you know what I need to do yet, Ryan, is I need to look into if there is a K1 go-kart track up near where PRGE is going to be at. And I think we need to have a friendly little contest. You know, get the Metal Cheese's Rocks crew involved and some of the other people that are going to be there. I saw that Riggs had posted some of the people who are going to have panels there. I didn't realize that Pat the NES Punk and Ian were going to be there. Beast Mode, I am doing okay. Doing some left and right hand turns. Interesting, too, that I'm only about an hour and 20 minutes away from Indianapolis, and I don't think there's any way we're going to get a Brickyard 400 this weekend, at least not until Monday or Tuesday. Now, I'm getting a little bit of an audio drop here occasionally. Are you guys also hearing that on your end? I'm wondering if it's my capture device or what's going on. Because I get every once in a while with my Super NES and my N64 going through my my setup too. Wow, blew that corner. Went in way too deep. Killed all of my roll speed off. Smoked the left front tire there. That was not a good situation there. Kind of excited to getting back a little bit to what I was doing initially when I started the channel. I think it's Gearbest. Yeah, it was Gearbest.com has actually sent us a Mi Box Android TV box to do a review on. One of the things that really kind of helped us gain some traction was doing some cord cutting videos. And I had initially done some... No, it's okay, dude. Had initially done some cord cutting videos on the channel and did a review of the Mi Box 3. And at the time, I didn't really care for it. Now that Android TV, basically Pi, is it Pi or Oreo? Whatever 8.0 is out now. It has really equalized the landscape of Android TV boxes, at least those running actual Android TV, not Android in a TV box. So we've been doing some testing on that. Probably film a review for that this weekend. Also need to finish filming our review of the Jake Robots S5 gimbal. That's from Banggood.com. That thing is really awesome for if you are a content creator of any type. If you use your phone or a GoPro to either shoot videos or photos, this thing is just, it's a lifesaver. I love it. It works so well. I actually used it for the first time at Mo GameCon, and I'll be bringing it with me out to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I will check the chat in just a moment. Hey, John, how you doing? So the key to going fast on a road course is slow in, fast out. So basically you want to back the entrance of the corner up a little bit. So there I let off the gas. Probably should have done a little bit sooner to get a tighter apex, and that way what you end up doing is you lengthen the exit of the straightaway, or the exit of the turn, and the start of the straightaway. And I use that a lot too on when I'm actually doing go-kart racing as well. You know, at 250 plus, I am not the lightest person to be riding in a go-kart, but the fact that I can turn laps as fast or faster than people 75 to 100 pounds lighter, it's all technique, and they should be smoking me. Unless it's a low grip situation where the extra weight helps provide traction, but generally speaking, you're power limited on something like that, and weight will hurt. All right, got a 4.5, almost a 5-second lead already, which is awesome. And I'm not playing on easy mode. This is standard. In fact, I don't know that you can change the difficulty on this. That was good. Stayed in the black part, the groove. That could be a 119.
Last lap.
Nope, 120.7. Much better mid-corner and exit there. Anyone going out and doing any game hunting this weekend? If so, what are you guys looking for? I know I've been, you know, still trying to find a good U.S. copy of Darkwing Duck. I like the PAL version, but I don't like the fact that it is sped up a little bit, since it's normally 50 hertz playing on 60 hertz TVs here in the U.S., since it is a PAL version. Had a line 2 on a pretty crispy looking version of Earthworm Jim CD for the Sega CD, or was that for the Saturn? You know, I actually think that was a Saturn game, and just wasn't going to spend $80 for it, especially when I've got the game a couple different ways. Oh, good apex, good launch off the corner. This should be a good lap. We'll look at the 120.3. I'll take that. All right. Hey, I treat my copy of NBA Jam TE with Rush, which is... I remember Rush. Oh, yeah, those plug-and-plays are generally kind of weak sauce, but I mean... and part of it is because you're dealing with composite video. There's nothing you can really do to improve that, and they're not worth HDMI modding. So first place, I will take that. Catcher crushes the competition. Second win of the season. Already a 30-point lead. I will take that. And we're good on our sponsors thus far. So next up, oh, we've got double duty. Triple, no, it is double duty. We're going to do the Craftsman Truck Series race. Or can I run them both? I might be able to run them both. Let's see. Earthworm Jim for the Sega Saturn. Well, it was Earthworm Jim 2, so that must have been for the Sega CD then. Because I know that one has one and one has the other.
Go, 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 go!
All right, so fastest lap at this track is a 16.3. Are there any games? I know John wants me to do more Dreamcast stuff, which I agree. I need to get Dreamcast stuff to play. You know, is there anything you guys are looking... 16.6, it's okay. To see me play more of, or or more systems you guys would like me to dive into, because I've got, just looking at what's hooked up now, so I've got the Dreamcast, I've got the GameCube, the N64, the Super NES, Super Famicom, the NES, PlayStation 2. I haven't done any PlayStation 2 stuff. I'm thinking tomorrow during the day I might actually do a stream of the new Mega Man 11 demo. I really want to see how that plays.
Set. The race is going green.
Obviously, I've got Game Boy and Game Boy Color that we can do using either the GameCube or the Super NES. But what do you guys want to see more of? I want to see more Master System, but I need to get more Master System too. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. You gotta see what just dinged on my phone, because I just got a ding. This is one of those tracks where I need to back off a little bit going in the corner, because I am way overshooting the apex. And then I look down at the chat for a second and hit the wall. You know, all in all, you're just a brick in the wall.
2 to go.
And there with that lift, you can see I picked up 0.3 of a second just because I was able to run a tighter line. Be interesting, too, this weekend is the opening weekend for the NFL. We'll see how ratings and everything go. I have no interest in the NFL right now. I'm in the middle of a pennant race that I'm watching. My team won tonight. Go Brew Crew, go, because we brew winning. And the Cubs and the Nationals got rained out. Sonic Adventure 2. Play your Master System or your Genesis. I want to. Power Base Mini? You've piqued my interest there, Ryan. I need to get more games for both. Is really well. I've got a decent. I want to play Rock Ignite Adventures once I get my my Genesis hooked back up and rocking and rolling. That's one of the first ones I'm going to go. More Sega Master System live videos since most people didn't have. Yeah. And that's the thing that I didn't expect playing the Master System was like Double Dragon. You figure it's Double Dragon. That game is hard as hell. I think, too, what I'll end up doing is when I do my review of the Retro Tink, once I get that after they ship, is I will definitely be showing what composite and component video looks like coming out of the Genesis and Master System. So we'll definitely be showing some Sega love there. But it's also one of those where you got to show the commons because it's what people know as well. But I was really floored how good the Master System looked compared to the NES going through my my OSSC. Now that was before I had my NES HDMI modded. I mean, it's since I just got that done and just finished RGB modding my Super NES Mini. I mean, those are the two systems I've really been playing the most lately. You guys have seen I've been playing a buttload of Holy Diver. And part of it's because I want to get better at that game. That game is wicked hard. There's not many copies left. Make sure if you have not ordered yours yet, I would move sooner than later to CastleManiaGames.com. Order yours now. They are in stock and shipping. That collector's set is amazing. And yeah, it's pretty cool. The other thing too, almost forgot to mention it. So one of the most recent live streams I did was on a Switch game called Kentucky Robo Chicken. It is available in the archive. There is a link in the pinned comments there where you guys can enter to win a free copy of the game for yourself. So the developer, Studio 9, I believe is what it was called. They gave me 2 codes, one for myself, one for a friend. So we are giving away the second one. Registrations are open now, and contest is running until Monday early evening. So my goal is to announce the winner, don't get on the curbing, during our live stream of Switch It Up on Monday. Just hope this engine lives as much as I'm hitting the higher RPM range. I've got a 3.5 second lead. We'll check the chat in a second too. White flag is out. This is the final lap. Little Daytona, USA for you there, John. So, and you mentioned Sonic Adventure 2. I forget which it was, if it was 1 or 2 I tried playing before. Like, the frickin' opening on that thing is 45 minutes long. It's terrible. Let's see. Yeah, it's been like 6 months since I installed the blinking light. Dude, the blinking light win. If you have a toaster, that is the way to go. Super C is awesome. One of the things I want to do soon, too, is do a Punch-Out live stream because, you know, that's one of the things people complain about the NES Classic is with the lag and latency, it makes the later levels in Punch-Out really hard to play. And so going through the HDMI mod, I'm hoping that eliminates that from being an issue. All right, so now let's see. Did I screw myself or can I still do the truck race? Damn it, I screwed myself. So, note to self, if you have 2 events on one day, you have to pick one. You can't do them both. Yeah, Super C is really a great game. Just don't ask Ricky from the Pixel Game Squad about it. He now owes Riff a soda because of it. This should have my existing setups in here. So looking for 22-0, huh? Okay. So, Ryan, if you're still here in the background, question for you, because it's been, let's see, it's been 16 years since I've been out there. How far is the convention center from the airport for PRGE? Whoa, went way too deep. That's what she said. All right, much better line there. It's going to be a 22, though. Oh, no, 21.9. I'll take that. There is a Daytona USA for the Dreamcast. I do have it. I don't like the controller as much. That's one of the things, just, I am not a fan of the Dreamcast controller either. It looks good. It plays okay. I'm just not, I didn't want to do happy hour. I'm just not a big fan of the controller at all. So let's go to garage. I'm going to take a little bit of spoiler out of it and give it a little bit more grill tape. That'll help it eat down the front straightaway and the back straightaway. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. I remember there was like a convention center or something that had a big rose on the side of it that I remember passing. I just remember, too, coming into the Portland airport and all the pine trees around the runway and just thinking, oh, man, I hope the pilot doesn't get this one wrong. Now, again, are you guys getting that? Ooh, spun him out. Sorry, pulled a Jeff Gordon there. That wasn't a bump and run. That was a get the hell out of my way. Are you guys getting a little bit of an audio clipping and loss too, or is that just me on my end? Much better there. Much better out of 1 and 2. There we go. 21.6. Decent. Still could probably go shorter on the gear because I'm not even coming close to having that there finally popped on. Ooh, we're making some headway now. Now, one of the things in this game, too, that actually the physics are pretty good, where if you get too close behind someone, you'll lose the air off the nose of the car and it'll start understeering. Okay, just on my end. All right. Well, that's good. I can deal with that just as long as you guys are getting a clean view on your end. Now, one of the things, too, that I've thought about doing more streaming on, and I've got the discs for both of them, is I've got both the Japanese GameCube and my US GameCube with the Game Boy players. They both, so on the orange GameCube, I, of course, have the Spice Orange Game Boy player, and then on the Indigo GameCube, I have the Indigo Game Boy player. The one thing I wish that I could find, and I have a knockoff one, and I don't know if anyone made anything other than silver or gray and white Wavebirds. I wish I could get an Indigo Wavebird or an orange Wavebird, and I've got like a knockoff orange one that's 2.4 gigahertz. Ooh, 21.3, fastest lap so far. These guys are side by side. They're racing out. That could be to my advantage. You know what I'm really in the mood for right now, and there's none around me? It's freaking Krispy Kreme. I'm a chocolate ice custard filled. Come on, come on. Got to his bumper, could not move him. Let's see if I can get him going into 3. Got him. And basically that pass started coming out of turn 2 to set him up. So let's see. Don't notice any audio clipping. My favorite racing game of all time is, and I don't know if you worked on it or not, but Metal Jesus would appreciate this. It was a Papyrus/Sierra game, NASCAR Racing. They used to have an annual update for it. Like, I used to play online on a regular basis. I still have my steering wheel and foot pedals and everything. That's probably my favorite. There were mods that you could do because they also did an IndyCar racing game that you could put the NASCAR cars in the IndyCar game and vice versa. So getting to run some of those road courses with the NASCAR cars was super fun. And getting to run Daytona with an IndyCar was stupid fun. I did enjoy Gran Turismo. That was a lot of fun. Probably the one that I try to buy on an annual basis is the F1 games from Codemasters, just because I love Formula One racing. I've bought those for a long time. It's actually one of the reasons why I initially bought a PlayStation 3 over an Xbox 360 was the Formula One game that Sony had developed specifically for their console, and it was really, really good. Above and beyond that, like, I love the Mario Kart games. Those are just awesome. I don't know which one I would say my favorite is, though. 7 on the DS was actually really good. Or is it just Mario Kart DS? 8 on the Wii was really good, and then 8 Deluxe on the Switch was awesome, too. The thing I liked about the Wii versions was the fact that it was the first ones where you could actually play against friends online. So 21.4, not bad, not bad. I hope none of you are having to deal with any of the nasty floods and rain and whatnot like what we've been getting here. We're okay. We haven't had any flooding here, at least in our house. But I know like Woodhawker has been dealing with a lot. I mentioned earlier on in the stream. If you guys do me a favor, head on over to his channel, check out his Patreon. I'm sure he and Kim would appreciate anything you guys could do to help them, as they're like, you know, he's been tweeting all day long about like, you know, sandbag issues and drains not draining and other stuff that they're going through a nightmare down in Texas right now. And I really hope, you know, Wood is a great dude. Really hope that they get out of there decently and they don't have too much damage to their personal effects and whatnot. And then too, while you're here, make sure you do head on over. Like, you know, I mentioned earlier, Ryan's got the Holy Diver and the R-Types over on CastleManiaGames.com. He will be shipping out Brawler 64s from Retrobit pretty soon, and they're awesome. I absolutely love that controller. They have the fix out for those who are concerned about the L trigger and the L are moving up and left with the analog stick. I actually offered to do the tutorial video for them, and they let me do it, so that was pretty cool. And like I say, I believe in the controller and I believe in the guys, and you know, it was cool that I was able to do that, so definitely check that out. See, there's a couple new chats. I will look at that in a second, guys. Sorry. So John, you had posted something, and I saw another one above yours too, so I'll get to you guys in just a moment. There we go. So we have here, is there different camera angles? There are. This is the one that I prefer, except for with the trucks, because the cab of the truck is so tall. So there are a lot of great racing games. I almost played Cruis'n USA earlier tonight, Edgar. I was trying to figure out, so I was playing my N64 for a little bit after I got done with my editing. I'm like, why the hell is the color off? Well, accidentally, so I have a 4-input, here, John, there's the different camera views for you there. I have a 4-input component video switcher that I use, and I go from there into my OSSC. And the blue cable had actually pulled out that was going into the OSSC from my switcher box. So, because I played like Yoshi's Story, I'm like, man, this looks terrible. I don't remember this looking this bad. And then I'm like, hold on, this can't be right. And I put in Mario 64, and the colors were way off because it didn't have any blue. Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, shoot. Well, this is not going to end well. He's going 3 wide, coming out of 2. Side by side, going to the corner 3. Yeah, tomorrow I need to work on my... if you guys saw the video I shot 6 weeks or so ago about the large scale, the 5th scale RC trucks and whatnot, there's another race coming up. I think it's actually next weekend that I'll be announcing. They actually gave me a truck after I announced the last race for them, so it wasn't new, so it needs some parts and TLC and everything, but I got to get my my 5th scale rocking and rolling. It's got a tuned exhaust and everything out. When you fire it up, it sounds like a pissed off swarm of bees. It's awesome. But it just needs some basic, like the where the camber links attached to the shock towers and everything, those plastics have just stretched out over time, and the center differential just needs a rebuild because it's leaking, and you know, I need to clean the body and other stuff. And It's a car that had been sitting for 2 years plus and not really been run. So obviously I love this game just because of the different styles that you get to race. I love dirt oval racing. I actually started RC racing on dirt oval. So this kind of takes me back. I love the modifieds because we ran a class called East Coast Modified, which looked exactly like the NASCAR Modified series. We ran a NASCAR class that looked like we had Grand Prix and Monte Carlos. Well, actually, yeah, the old Monte Carlo, like the '85 era. The aerodynamic is a brick, late model Monte Carlos, Luminas, the Oldsmobiles. We ran those Thunderbirds. Hey, something just popped up on my phone. I'll check that in a sec. And then from there, that track actually closed down and moved to another location, and we went to, instead of dirt oval, we had a flat carpet oval. And we ran completely different types of cars that were like stupid fast. They ran on foam tires, really low slung and everything. Very simple, but just stupid fast. When you ran modified motors in them, they do 85, 90 miles an hour without thinking twice about it. World record for the longest time was 212 miles an hour by Kent Clausen. If you guys are looking for something cool to watch, look up the RC Thunderdome sometimes. Basically what they did is they took a bunch of RC cars and they raced them on bike velodromes. So cool. Oh, Edgar, why'd you retract your message? You didn't have to do that, man. Let's see. That was a let go notification, which don't care. Let's see. Cruising USA is an arcade game by Midway. Yep. Yep. I do. Now, do you know why they could not call it the Ultra 64? There is a very specific reason, and it's Nintendo's own fault. I think, too, with both the GameCube and then the N64 controllers, they just really helped take racing games to that next level with the analog sticks. You could finally, instead of having to use a D-pad, you could actually get good analog control going through corners. Let's see, we'll do a couple more here. It's almost midnight, but I don't have to work tomorrow, just on stuff for the channel. So, what do we got? We've got a Featherlight series at the Elk River Raceway. And thanks for everyone coming and hanging out tonight. I know it's kind of late, but we will be rocking and rolling in this soon. Now, have any of you, by the way, so I saw this earlier today called the Poly Mega. And it's a new clone console that says that it should be shipping in early 2019. Here, I'll drop a link in the chat. So check that out. It's interesting. Yes, I remember the Ultra 64, the Killer Instinct. I actually have Killer Instinct for the Super NES and for the N64. Oh, back to what I was saying. Why is it not the Ultra 64 and it's only the N64? Because Konami basically owns the copyright or the trademark to Ultra when it comes to video games with their Ultra line of games, because you were only allowed to make so many under one publisher in a year, because Nintendo basically said that you couldn't have more than, I think it was 5 games a year. So Konami developed their subsidiary Ultra Games to combat that. Whoa, holy crap, I pushed way high in there. I blew that line. This is not going to be a good lap. Maybe I should have practiced a little bit. So the Polymega, the interesting thing about it, it reminds me of the CD in so much as it has different modules that hook into the main system, and it can do CD-ROM based games. So it'll do Sega CD, Saturn. It'll do PlayStation, and I think it'll do Turbo CD games. It has different modules you can... Wow, I blew the line and I still qualified that decently? Holy crap. Okay. Completely had no run coming out of 4. But there's also other modules that you can plug into this thing and be able to do, like, NES, Super NES, Genesis, Mega Drive. I mean, there's a bunch of different attachments for it. And I don't know how they're going to pull it off. I mean, how they get around. So with the CD, you needed to go and find the BIOSes that you needed. Yeah, have you heard much about it, Ryan? It just seems a lot like the CD to me. I don't know how they're going to get the BIOS settings and whatnot, because that was one of the things with the CD was, oh, you have to go find the BIOS settings. Nod, nod, wink, wink. And one of the things I will admit that seeing their little video that they have out that I think is interesting is they offer you a way to dump your own ROM or your cartridges to an SD card and basically create your own ROMs. I would love that. That's the kind of thing, people cry crocodile tears about ROM sites going down because of, quote, preservation of the genre and whatnot. No, I'm sorry. The majority of people going to ROM sites are looking to download ROMs so that they can play them on an EverDrive or Raspberry Pi or something like that, so they don't have to go out and spend the money to build a collection. Let's just call it as it is. Let's be honest with it. And you know what? I've done it. I've absolutely done it. I don't anymore because I'd rather play on the physical cartridges. But then again, I also have a buttload of cartridges, and I have over 50 systems that I can play stuff on. Ooh, I got people all around me. Took a little bit of... Ooh. Pig wreck. But something like that where I can take my cartridges that I own and I can dump the ROM to be able to play on other devices, that has me intrigued. Like, I'm completely okay if you want to back up your own games that you own for preservation. I do that for my DVDs and my Blu-rays. It's one of the reasons I use Plex, is that when I buy a new movie, I rip it to an external hard drive, and that way I have, if I just want to watch it in a pinch, I can do it. Now, with like Vudu and Movies on Demand and things like that, and even Netflix and Amazon Prime allowing you to download and take content with you on the go, it's less of a need to do it now than it used to be, but I still do it on stuff I know that if I'm going to travel, I want to have with me on the go. The other benefit that I look at with that is, my daughter lives with her mother when she's not with me up in Milwaukee. It's 4 hours away, and if she wants to, hey, Dad, I want to watch The Avengers, I don't have to give up my copy if, she just logs on to our Plex and she can watch any movie we own.
Lap.
3 wide into 1. Can I make it stick? 8 tires corner better than 4. Trying to go from 5th to 3rd. Lost my momentum coming off of turn 2. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Nice work, kid.
Let's see, not saying it's a bad system or anything, just like... I've never played Perfect Dark, Edgar. Hey, CM Retro Gaming, how you doing? Let's see, just scrolling up through the... I'm going to check that link you just threw in there. And see what it is. Like I say, if I look at that as the people who want to preserve the hobby, perfect. That's a way someone can preserve their collection. They can back it up. But, you know, ROM sites, no, don't buy it. After much, finally being released. Oh, yeah, Riggs has talked about that, Ryan. See, but what I like about the Polymedia, is that what it is? Yeah, Polymega, is the fact that not only does it do what the Infinite NES Lives does, but it also allows me to play the games too. You know, it doubles as, you know, an actual game system. But that is cool. That's really cool. All right, we're going to do 2 more, and then I'm going to bed here, guys. Got a lot of left turns going on. I think tomorrow we're going to do, during the day, definitely going to do a live stream of the demo of Mega Man 11. I am really looking forward to that. I have it downloaded on my Switch. I have not played it yet. So my first impressions will be actual first impressions. I will have to check that out when I'm up that way to see what I think of it. Oh, crap. Hey, it's Chit Chat Gaming. Cuck the fubs, man. So are you guys in Washington tonight, or are you in Chicago? Because I saw that you couldn't play in a little bit of rain. Whoa, this sucker's really, really loose. But loose is fast and on the edge of out of control.
This is the one that counts.
I'm just glad we were able to beat the Giants tonight myself. Get that half game back that we lost last night. We actually, you know, for once, hey, we had a night off. And the Cubs won in extra innings over the Nationals. Thanks for nothing, Nationals.
All right, let's see where we
So
play.
22-6, what do we got? No, is it out yet, Mike? I got the first one, and it was so bad I didn't buy the second one. Oh, Magnus is here. Hey, buddy. Oh, we got a dozen people in there. I want you to go out there and hit the pace car. Yes. Perfect Dark is a great game. Only problem, please, you have to... I actually have the expansion pack, so I'm good there. I may actually end up... Oh, interesting, Mike. I may end up picking up a copy of Perfect Dark tomorrow when I go to Live Action Games. Adrian just got back from his trip, and I've got to... yeah, do I admit it or not? So I had gone in, and I had posted pictures on Twitter. He has this really neat... oh, dude, the GCHD is freaking dialed. Sorry, RC term. So Adrian has this like really cool, huge box of Smash Brothers for the GameCube that he's had on display inside the store. And since he was out of town, I'm like, I want to take this and hide it. And have the guys that are watching the store convince him that, oh, this guy came in and, you know, he offered us like $25 for it, and, you know, it's just an empty box, so we figured who cared and let him have it. And what I ended up doing was we actually hit it. He had a PlayStation 3 demo kiosk in the store, and we actually hid the box inside the kiosk, so it never left the store. I was like panicked, like, okay, if I take it with me and I take it to the office or bring it home, what happens if something happens to it? And this way, it never left the store. Well, I guess I was gonna go and be at the store tomorrow when it opened, because he had said that he was gonna be at the store tomorrow. Well, I guess he went tonight to drop off some stuff that he got while he was on vacation. And the guys in the store did not think that he would notice it missing, and he noticed right away. So he has said that he is going to, quote, shiv me in the kidneys. So we'll see how good of a sport Adrian is, and if I'm banned from live action games for a while. But quite honest, so as we're on the side of this PlayStation 3 kiosk, it just has this slot wall that slides up and down. And as we're putting it down, we're locking in there. I'm like, you know what, guys, I don't feel right about this. Let's just put it back. And the other guys in the store are like, no, man, this is a great idea. We totally have to do this. You can say you're not a part of it if you want to, but we're totally doing this. So I have a clear conscience that's like, listen, I didn't want to do this. I wanted to back out, but your guys, your employees wanted to do this to you. So this is on them, not me. So I kind of have an alibi, and I have video footage of that too, which I need to post that up for Patreon supporters as well. Got to get that rocking and rolling. We'll check the chat in a second here too. But yeah, it's I'm hoping that he's not too pissed off, because he had stuff that he was supposed to be bringing back for me from Japan, and I'm still hoping for the homeboy hookup on the prices. Let's see, what do we got in the chat? So, yep, he's got a, Ryan has one of the Super Retrocades in stock, Magnus, so go check him out there. GCHD is awesome. Let's see, ran into the limited edition Spider-Man PS4 Pro at Walmart, but I had to pass on. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's cool. A lot of guys on the Facebook page are looking for it since it plays TurboGrafx 16 and Game Gear. Huh. Send what to me to review, Magnus? The Super Retrocade? I've already reviewed it. It's on the channel. The Retrocade is pretty awesome. And it's... I actually really like the fact... I know some people are kind of hit and miss on it. I love the controllers. The controllers are really, really good on it.
The race is going green. There's green flag.
I want to know why I'm getting that little bit of audio clipping on my end. I'm glad you guys are not hearing it, but it's annoying on my end. Okay, so on the first lap, I've already gotten into 2 cars. Whoa! Shoot. That didn't push, it shoved. I looked down to look at the chat real quick, and it bit me in the rear end. See, here's what I don't understand, is these guys were not even close to me in qualifying, and now all of a sudden, they're like right on my butt. Sucks. Actually, what really sucks is the fact that I've got that left rear damage. Yeah, I saw Rax the Great last night. I think it was last night that he was playing some of the new Spider-Man. It looks gorgeous. It looks like it's loaded with QuickTime events, though, and I'm just not... I'm not a huge QuickTime event fan. So, like, I think it was 2 weekends ago, I've told the story how Ginger's dad had bought an Xbox One for the grandkids. Well, they hadn't been over to play it, so he said that I could use it for a bit. And I did a deal Microsoft had. It was like, for $2 a month for the first 2 months, you get Game Pass. And so I was playing Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1, because it's an awesome game. I know that it gets crapped on all the time, but I really love that game. I actually have the Steelbook version for the Wii. But the QuickTime events is what just killed me about it. That's one of those. I need to get my Wii hooked up and rocking and rolling here. Actually, what I need to do is get my PlayStation 2 going, too. I want to play some original Ratchet and Clank. One of my favorite series of all time. I would say, quite possibly, something I enjoy more than Earthworm Jim. That's how much I really enjoy Ratchet and Clank. I think it's cleverly written. I love Quark and it's not Dr. Nefario. That's Minions. Because Armin Shimmerman, who played Quark, ironically on Deep Space Nine, did the voice of it. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank is possibly my favorite run and gun series of all time. This dude's looking to the inside.
Last lap.
Seriously, I'm doing mid-22s. These guys weren't even close to that in qualifying. So how are these guys even staying close to me? Don't tell me it's because it's the draft, because you're not going to get that much of a toe on the straightaway at 80 miles an hour. Whoa! Barely got him. 0.053 second margin of victory. So let's see here. All right, Castlevania, or Ryan, I'll catch you later. Let's see. No, Retrocade I don't think can play TurboGrafx. Yes, for... Oh, I didn't know that. Random question, but what do you think about... We were talking about that just a little bit more, or a little bit earlier, Wizard. I think it looks really interesting. I like the fact that you can actually back up your ROMs of your games and everything. I just don't understand how they can do it and like CD weren't able to. You can actually play PS1 games on the PS2, Yep, I know that. I have actually every generation PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, Mike, take it easy. Yeah, illegal. No, it's the Earnhardt restrictor plate. That's what it is. I think it's a neat concept. I just want to know. So the thing with the CD was like the BIOS. They couldn't provide the BIOSes for the different systems that the CD emulated. How this is doing that, I don't know. It's weird. So we shall see. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the truck race at Dover will be our last race of the evening. Oh, John, thank you so much. Should I buy a regular PS4 since I have a regular smart TV and not a 4K TV? See, I have not upgraded to a PS4 Pro yet. And thank you for... Hang on one second. Should be coming through in a moment here. Well, I guess my question for you is, do you have a PS4 currently? What games are you looking to play? And are you looking to use it as more than just a gaming device? Meaning, are you looking to use it also as like a primary media player, Blu-ray player, anything along those lines? Dude, John, seriously, thank you for the donation. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. I have a White Destiny edition PS4, and I actually put a 1 or 2 terabyte drive, might have a 2 terabyte drive in it. It works for me. The other thing is, do you want to do PSVR? Because if you want to do PSVR, then you definitely want to go with the Pro. If you're just looking to play on your TV, if you're not looking to upgrade to 4K anytime soon, then you can get by with the standard edition. We'll check the chat in a second here. Now, I like this view for the truck because it lets me see the line and going down into the apron a little bit better, at least for practice. I don't like this as much for racing because I like to be able to see around the entire truck. Now, the other thing I will say, and I don't know, let me ask you this. Is there a reason why you're looking to go PS4 over Xbox One? And I'm not an Xbox One, like, drum beater or anything. I still don't consider myself having owned one, since the one that's in the house currently is Ginger's dad's. Ginger's dad's? Ginger's dad's, yeah, that's right. I've never really liked the controller for the Xbox, for any Xbox. And the fact people are like tripping over themselves to get the Duke from Hypercan just has me scratching my head.
Car high, clear high.
So I'm going to finish this lap and we'll go back in the pits and I will check the chat. The other thing to remember, too, is we're September now. We are 2 months. That was a good lap. 2 months away from Black Friday, so there's going to be deals coming. So let's see. John, maybe do a Pro, just future Pro. Yep. With that said, I have a regular system. I don't own a PS4, and I'm not planning on it right now. I don't have a PS4 currently. I am looking to Marvel Spider-Man, The Last of Us, Batman Return. I think for the games that you just mentioned, you're going to want the Pro. I had both. I only have the GameCube version now, and sorry, I'm a little thirsty. Back in the day, I actually liked the PlayStation 2 version better because I had the Logitech steering wheel and foot pedals and everything from Gran Turismo. Now, I've been doing, the analog sticks so much with all the F1 racing games for so long that it doesn't really faze me anymore. Ooh, 25.7. That's a fast freaking lap. Yeah, that's half a second over where I'm at now, and I didn't even tape up, so we may be in for a little bit of a world of hurt. Solid top 10 start would be nice. Now, interesting thing about Dover Downs, where I'm at right now, so unlike most of the tracks that NASCAR runs on, this is actually a concrete surface, so it doesn't tend to be as weather sensitive as the asphalt tracks. It's also called Dover Downs because it has a horse track associated with it too.
All right, let's see where
26.3 better. The Last of Us 2, but I've discovered the amazing library of game. Yep. The puke controller, as I call it. Yeah, I wanted a top 10 start. I'm starting 10th. The other thing, too, quite honestly, is you can get used PS4s pretty cheap if you don't have to have new. The TI is a Roku TV Insignia Smart TV currently streaming YouTube. I get that. I'm actually a big fan of the Rokus. I'm actually late to the party on those. But man, they are. I dig them. Especially versus, and I've called this out actually in some of the videos here on the channel. Some of the other TV or the Android TVs that are running basically the Android phone or tablet version of Android in a TV box. It's just, they're terrible. I'm actually playing on, what I'm playing on here now is I've got a Samsung 4K that I'm playing this on. Not that it matters much to you guys. Oof, big closing right there.
Still there.
And this is a 60-inch. And then about a month ago now, if you guys are not following him now yet on Twitter, I would highly recommend following Cheap Ass Gamer. He's had like website errors and whatnot posted in the past. There was a deal where you could stack 5 or 6, was it a 15% off coupon for Target? And then was it $10 off of 50 or $10 off of 100? So basically, I ended up picking up a 70-inch 4K Vizio TV, normally over $1,000. For just over $350. All right, much better line there. Let's see without any traffic if it is any better here. 26.6. So like I mentioned earlier tonight too, we do have the NFL season starts this weekend. I've got a rivalry game that I might watch, might not, probably won't. And that is the Chicago Bears against the Green Bay Pukers. That was actually a really nice turn. That was pretty good. I'm thinking my Bears are going to get killed by the Packers. I don't care who they just picked up from the Raiders. It's still the Bears. Until Virginia McCaskey dies and they get the oof. Sorry. Punted him pretty well. One of the first times watching it really did, but have you ever been to Portland? No, but I'm coming this year. I've got my plane tickets are bought and paid for. I get in just after 1 in the morning on Friday. And I will be there Saturday, Sunday. Going to do some store visits on Monday before I fly back. So, yes, I will be at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I will probably be associated in some way with the Castlemania Games booth. And probably hanging out with the Retrobit guys while I'm out there. And trying to get Adam from One Up Card to come out as well. So I will definitely be out at Portland Retro Gaming Expo this year. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it, and Ginger, my girlfriend, soon to be fiance, pretty much insisted that that I go. And after our experiences at the Missouri Game Con, we're going to go. So I need to refuel because it's just dumb. All right, that. And
10 laps to go.
We'll take 2 tires, we'll be fine. Let's see. Just don't know if the PS4 Pro will look good with my Roku. Here's the thing, John, is if you buy cheap, you buy twice, you end up spending 3 times the money. By going with the Pro to start with, you're kind of future-proofing yourself. So think of it that way. So one of the reasons why I pitted there, first of all, I don't like the fact that this game sets you up with short fuel when you first start, so you have to pit. But the engine was running hot, so I came in and got some tape taken off the nose.
Stay high. Still there.
So hopefully we'll be able to make up some time while the leaders come in and pit here soon. That's the one good thing is, unlike other games where it's like, hey, you have to pit, but nobody else does. Everybody else will be pitting here shortly.
Still there.
Again, we'll check the chat in a few moments here.
Stay
This
high.
is going to be our last
Clear
race of the
low.
night, just as a heads up. I need to start rendering on an almost 50-minute, actually I think it's over 50-minute video that will be going live in the coming days.
All clear.
Basically, it's not a, don't think of it as a tutorial. It is a documentary on my experiences installing the HDMI mod into my NES 101 top loader. It is... Well, those who have seen the stream and seen me play the NES 101 HDMI mod, you know that I got it working. There was a lot of heartache, a lot of swearing, and frustration. And I just have to say, Jason from GameTechUS.com is amazing. He is just great with the support. You know, I was able to bounce a lot of issues that I was running into. He provided a lot of suggestions on how to fix it and get around it. And just, it drove home and made me feel good about buying the, whoa, this guy's putting me up in the freaking wall.
You're all clear.
You know, it made me kind of reinforce that I was glad that
Turn forward.
I bought the set or the conversion kit off of him. I don't know if I've got time to catch Quapple or not. So you got Wisconsin drivers 1 and 2. Travis Quapple from around Stevens Point, I think. And me being originally from Milwaukee. Oh, he's stretching it out. He's up to a 4.5, almost 5-second lead. Got Dennis Setzer behind me. Funny thing about this game is just seeing the names of all these guys. Like, hey, I remember that guy. I remember that guy. Oh, Setzer's got the run on the inside. Got to shut the door. Yeah, Quapple is checked out, gone. Also looking, you know, I'm not necessarily a trade show or a convention related, but at the end of December, beginning of January, Ginger and I will be out in California. Oh, going 3 wide. Who is that? That's McDonald on the inside? Crap. We're going to be going to Disneyland for New Year's Eve and ringing in 2019 there. And while I'm out there, I'm going to try to see if I can't get down to where the wonderful, the amazing, the talented Superhero Game Squad, actually, sorry, the Pixel Game Squad crew are at. I'll take a second place. All right, let's check the chat here. Let's see. Not a big fan of football by any means, but hey, at least watch the NBA and MLB. Have no interest in the NBA. Mo GameCon was really good this year. Yeah, I really liked it. I'll wait until Black Friday to get a PS4 Pro. And now here's the thing, John, is you may not get a discount on the system, but I'm willing to bet that you're going to find bundles that aren't available right now. And it may be something where they have a 2 terabyte PS4 Pro versus, the 1 terabyte that they have out now. Exit out of here. And I'm going to just duck in here real quick and turn down the capture card because just reasons. Man, it's nice 55,000 pot for finishing second. I'll take that. I am 60 points out of the point lead, which, okay, there's some work to do. But yeah, that is going to do it for our stream here tonight. I do want to thank you all for stopping by. If you want to help the channel, there's the link right there to our Streamlabs page. Just like John did earlier tonight, thanks for the super chat as well. Tomorrow, set your clocks. I'm thinking, probably before 1 o'clock Central Time, I will be streaming Mega Man 11, the demo, and that'll be my first reactions to that game. I've downloaded it on the Switch. I have not played it yet. Nothing like this in Montreal. Retro community is not that great here. Same thing here in Central Illinois, really. There's not much here. We have, thankfully we have live action games. Have a good night, Edgar. Thanks for stopping by. Magnus, thanks for stopping by. We've got live action games, we've got We Play games, and we do have a disc replay here. And those are at least decent, but I'll tell you, like going to garage sales, swap meets, those things are non-existent here. So thank you all for coming by the stream. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button if this is your first time here. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button too. I greatly appreciate all you guys and all your support and everything. Make sure you come by tomorrow and check us out for Mega Man 11, the demo mode. And above and beyond that, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. You should too. Wizard Games, I will see you at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And until our next stream, take care, everybody. And until then, we are checked out, gone.